Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Road to ToucanChess.com. Today we are sitting at, I don't even know, we're sitting at 1895 and we're pushing for 1900. So, with that being said, let's hop into the game. We're going to play e4 to get us started here. Our opponent plays c5. Now, recently I did do a little bit of prep. We've been playing the Open Sicilian. I played the Grand Prix in the past. Let's play the Alpine Sicilian and see what our opponent wants to do here. Now, with the queen captures d5, knight f3 is a pretty common idea. If they play bishop to g4, we just play bishop to e2. Otherwise, we have ideas like playing a knight to a3, which I do like the idea of knight to a3. And there tends to be some tactics here. Now, the tough part when our opponent plays this variation is that, or I guess a6, is it does stop our knight from coming in. So what I might do here is I might go ahead and actually play bishop to c4, putting an eye on the f7 pawn. Our opponent goes back. I think it's very suitable here to castle. Our opponent plays e6, so that stops a lot of our ideas here. And I played too fast. I missed a major idea here, which is quite unfortunate. And I want to have my little dots showing. Now, I could play up, and if take back with the knight, and we get our 3-on-2. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, d4. There might also be an argument for queen takes. If queen takes, our opponent can defend, or can defend. But I think let's go with queen captures d4. And if our opponent wants to trade off the queens, I'm actually pretty pleased with that transformation of position. Our opponent takes our knight off, but gives us the bishop pair. So we'll just accept. After castles, excuse me, I'm still kind of fighting off a cough. I'm really tempted here to play bishop to f4, but I do have to be a little bit careful about ideas like e5. But I think coming to e3 doesn't do enough, and I kind of want to keep the file open. Now, if they play the knight here, I can come in and then kind of reroute. But our bishop is on the verge of getting trapped there. So let's play bishop to f4, targeting the knight. If our opponent plays rook e8, trying to be sneaky, I think we're just going to play rook to e1. We might reroute our bishop back to c2 to put some targets on the h7 square. The knight comes in. This also does prepare the same move. Now here, I do have to fight against it. And the most logical way to me that makes sense is actually just to bring the bishop back. So let's do that. Bishop to g3. We're on the long diagonal. Our opponent at any point could push in. The opponent goes here. It attacks these two things. There's not a great way to actually defend the c3 square. I suppose we could go knight to e2. Defending and defending. f3 is probably my next idea. Our opponent comes in. I think we're just losing an exchange. So let's play bishop back. We're going to allow for them to take the exchange. Not that we have much choice. But my idea is kind of, it makes it difficult for our opponent to do too much else. I could play bishop to e4, attacking this. And if the opponent's rook comes up, I think then we don't have bishop there because the knight is holding. So let's go rook to d1. X-ray ideas on the knight. Bishop to b7 blunders a pawn, winning at least some material back. Oh man, not really how I wanted to play, unfortunately. I do feel like I have a tendency to get into these games where I'm finally getting close to a new peak, and then I kind of panic. We really didn't consider that one forking idea enough, but I'm really going to try hard not to fixate. We are now threatening bishop to d6. And I feel like our opponent is... So they do scooch over. If I could get a knight here, that'd be best. If I go knight in now, then our opponent can pin. If I push a4, it also doesn't do anything. If I go bishop in, where's the knight go? Back? So let's go bishop d6, just activate our pieces. I think knight to b7 is technically an idea, but I'm not overly convinced it's the best idea. Because then we do have bishop to e4. The opponent goes over to the side. But now bishop e4, rook up, bishop here. I think we can give this up to trap the rook. Oh, it doesn't trap the rook. I forgot the rook can run over here. Much less fortunate. I can't even go here because there's a5. Well, folks, we're in some trouble. If I go here, I think this is the idea. I guess I just have to go back. This pawn is barely held. Bishop here looks strong. I'm trying to figure out if we have anything here anyways that we can really fight for an advantage. The knight comes in. It attacks our rook. It's threatening to come to this square. If I go knight here, bishop can come in here. Or sorry, the knight comes in there. It's a pretty nice outpost for the knight, but I don't think I can actually remove it in any way, or in any meaningful way, I should say. And then he's attacking this pawn. If I go up here, then that's a fork. And this is threatened. Rook b1, threatening here. I probably just have to play bishop to f4, defending against these. I have to give up this pawn. Yeah. There's just not much other option, honestly, which is really unfortunate. I guess I can go rook to b3. Our opponent can just jump back in. This is now no longer a threat. It's annoying for sure. Oh, did I just blunder a fork? I think I did. Well, I guess if forks, I have bishop here. Or I have knight here first. Knight here. Rook in. Bishop takes. So that's interesting. What if I go bishop here first? Let's do that. Our opponent pushes, we're going to take. I'm attacking the rook. And now if I come up, it might be our only choice. So let's activate the king, king e2. They push. I'm going to come back one. And if they want to trade off this powerful knight for my bishop, I think it's to my advantage. So they push. They're very clearly trying to trap this. I think at this point, I can play bishop here. But then the knight's almost trapped. If I go check, I can drop back. Or actually, you've now given me this square, but after here, maybe I'm not doing as well as I thought. So I'm just going to go bishop c5. My opponent checks. I'm going to have to run up, king f3. They take once. I think I'm going to go with the check. Trying to win this pawn. And our opponent sacks back the exchange, which I think is weird. But I suppose their point is I really can't do too much in this position anyways. I can't even go back because there's forks. So maybe bishop to e3. King up. I don't know why our opponent's sacking pieces. I think they're trying to flag us, which is actually really annoying. But not much I can do. Oh, guess we just hung checkmate. All right, so our opponent wins. Let's go ahead. Let's look at the game review. So our opponent played with a 88.2. We played with a 77.7. After this, it's a position. Excuse me, guys. It's a position we haven't played in quite a while, where it's an Alpine Sicilian. Knight to a3 was correct. Bishop to c4 was slightly wrong. What I probably should have done here was gone for the rerouting idea with maybe knight to c2. I think here you can also already play d4 or bishop to e2, just defending the knight. After the queen moved back in castles, I thought the move that I missed here was I think I might be able to play queen to b6, targeting this, but I forgot. I think the whole idea is you actually wait until the, let's say, castles, bishop in. I think now the idea is you play queen to b6, targeting here and targeting here, even though I guess in this position there's also this little tactic hidden in it all. But after e6, d4 was correct. We got into this position, and I thought that we were doing pretty well for ourselves. My opponent took off the knight, which then damages our pawn structure. And after they played castles, I just played bishop to f4. I was considering for a touch maybe playing a4 and bishop to a3. I suppose I could also maybe activate the rook to b1, activate the rook to e1, but I brought the bishop out, kind of leading into this forking idea. After knight b to d7, we just played bishop to g3 to back up. My opponent played knight to e4, and unfortunately we went back, allowing this blunder. In this position, looking at it again, knowing the threat is here, I think we can pretty safely play a move like rook f to d1, or maybe even rook h to d1. Or bishop to b, excuse me, bishop to b3. Yeah, 92. We just lost the material, unfortunately. And from this position, we tried for some tactics. We weren't really able to find anything. Our opponent played almost every best move from here, which good for them. I did think it was a little weird when they started sacrificing all their material, but I wonder if it was because they were so focused on trying to flag. I guess sacrificing the exchange is the way to go there. And then here they sacked the piece, and we get into this rook endgame where we are down 2 pawns, so I'm expected to lose. And I just missed that f4 was an idea. So I think what we could have done here instead is a move like g3 to stop f4. It's a dead loss position anyways, so I don't know what else we're going to really do. But it's a little bit of a bummer. Every time we've gotten close to 1900, we take a pretty quick loss. But thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button. If you have ideas for how I can improve, definitely leave it down below in the comments. And then finally, check below, make sure that you're subscribed, and that'll help you to make sure that you don't miss any of my future content. And on that note, I will see you guys on the next episode.